Hey guys, SoCal Val here. You are listening to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast.
We are reviewing AEW Rampage on Hitting the Turnbuckle channel. This episode is a multi-person special. Well, it feels that way anyway. In action on Rampage this week, Nicholas and Matthew Jackson. We have Statlander and Nightingale. We have Chaos. We have the Undisputed Kingdom. And in between that, a great match between Mistico and Matt Sydal. Anyway, let's get straight on with the action in Phoenix, Arizona. Chaos versus the Undisputed Kingdom. Really good match, really hot trios opener on this. And you know what? I feel as if the Undisputed Kingdom needed to gain some traction if they want to sort of, ever since the Devil's been sort of revealed, they've kind of dropped a little bit. I don't feel as if we've seen them enough on TV. I just feel as if they've been a bit muted. And this is one here where they finally get the victory over Chaos on this one. They hit it with the huge running knee and end of the heartache from Roddy Strong, who's going to go against, I think, Orange Cassidy coming up at Revolution. So good one for him to pick up the victory. And again, some nice momentum, which they really, really needed, I think, on this one for the Undisputed Kingdom. And hopefully that's the springboard for them to start becoming a bit more prominent on TV as well. But after the match, Strong sends Romero through some unfolded chairs with an X-Plex. So they weren't even attacking them after the bell there. But yeah, I feel as if the Undisputed Kingdom needed this, and we need to see more of them. We don't know how far Adam Cole's away from being fit now, and we kind of need to see them a bit more prevalency because they've done this big reveal and they've done nothing. But this one was a really good one. Anything with Orange Cassidy is obviously good at the minute as well. So great opener. The next match was literally just an absolute squash. Nicholas and Matthew Jackson. They start. Matthew jump lit before the bell. Was a Mondo rocks and Robbie lit. I mean, they jump him before the bell. They end up hitting the low blow and the EVP trigger. But at the end of this match, the one thing to remember is that they did call out Top Flight for Dynamite. Now, anyone knows that will know that match has the potential to be great. Top Flight, Young Bucks and Dynamite, I believe, has been made official as well for this week's episode of Dynamite. That should be a really, really good wrestling match. You know what those two teams are like. So hopefully we'll see that in there. Mistico was next against Matt Sydal. The thing that annoyed me here was this was like I call it an abbreviated match. There was a long commercial in the middle of this. And it was a nice showcase to see what Mistico can do. I just feel we've gone back and I've said this quite a bit on Rampage, how we don't always need to see a fourth match. This match this week had 4 matches in an hour. When you do breaks and backstage stuff, it doesn't give you long enough in the ring. We're talking about how we would rather see 3 matches, but giving them a bit of time. Now, I get it, the Young Bucks was a couple of minutes squash and all of that stuff, but Matt Sydal and Mistico is a match that I would like to see go 12, 15 minutes, and it's just not going to happen when you've got other matches like this on Rampage. So I'm really hoping that we see this again and we see it longer. But nevertheless, Mistico picks up the victory on this with the Spanish Fly. It was really good. Just kind of felt that break in the middle killed it. I would like to have seen this go longer as well. And again, like I've said before, sometimes on Rampage we do get overfill. And when I always use this phrase, and I've said this phrase so many times, sometimes less is more. Anyway, now Statlander and Nightingale come out with Stokely Hathaway. They were taking on the Outcasts with Hardy Cameron. Now, remember, there's a storyline on this where Ruby Soho has been kind of wanting to date, I think it's maybe Matt Menard or Angelo, and Saraya's been getting in the way. If you remember, that's still how the storyline's been panned out. Hardy Cameron got involved. They got Anna Jay involved recently. But it's finally seemed to be how this match finally seems to start off the feud now, particularly between these two, Saraya and Ruby Soho. The match goes on. It's a really good match, actually. They've got some really good moves in this match, actually. Some good tag team moves, considering these two people ain't really a tag team, or these four girls ain't a tag team. They do really, really well in this. And Ruby Soho does get handed a note on her way to the ring, I believe, at this point, when she's on her way. But the match was a really good tag team match, and there was drama here. And the finish was reminiscent to the Strike Force and Brainbusters at Mania 5. And potentially here, Ruby is now turned face. So basically what happens on this is as the match goes on and on, there is a bit where Saraya accidentally hits Soho as well. But as Saraya hits a jawbreaker and she hits an up kick, she dives for the tag but to Ruby, and Ruby drops off the apron. And Harley Cameron tries to stop Ruby from leaving, but she gets an elbow. And as Saraya turns around, she gets into the babe with the power bomb. And 1, 2, 3, this match is over. And I think this match kind of proves a little bit where women's tag team titles perhaps should be on AEW sooner rather than later. At this point, Sky Blue is here and she waves to both Statlander and Nightingale. The lights go out, the lights come on, and Julia Hart is with Sky Blue at that point, and both hit the ring, and they both stare into the ring at Willow and Statlander. This one was certainly one of the best episodes of Rampage in a while. The show was booked strong, and obviously some Young Bucks bit in the middle was great, and a CNWL showcase. No real complaints from me. Again, less sometimes. Mystico, Matt Sydal would have loved to have gone longer. That break in the middle just killed any momentum for me personally that the match had. We could have got another 10, we could have got another 6, 7, 8 minutes into that, which could have made a lot of difference. However, what I would say, and this is just something that's coming to me while I've been talking, that potentially because it didn't have a storyline element to it, that they made it shorter. Maybe. And that you can understand that when you got the storyline a bit with Saraya, after you did obviously have the Young Bucks who are in the storyline with Sting and Darby Allin. And obviously the Chaos and the Undisputed Kingdom, you've got Roddy and Orange going at it at Revolution. So there was kind of storyline elements to 3 out of the 4 matches. I just would rather have seen that third, although that third match didn't have a lot of storyline to it, I just rather would have seen it longer. But it bodes up for a good collision. AEW Dynamite next week is looking solid as well. We will come back and review Collision. But we are changing what we do with AEW reviews going forward, everybody. We are going to let the week in AEW pan out, and then myself and Dave will be reviewing the whole of AEW in one podcast going forward, which is great because I get to talk to my good buddy Dave Robinson about AEW, the week in AEW, which will be really, really good. And I'll prefer that because it means I don't have to talk to you on my own. I'll have somebody else with me to do so. We're looking forward to doing that. So we'll get Collision will get done. And then as of the next week, it will be next Monday, the 19th of February. You will get the week's worth of AEW in one podcast. Keep following us on socials at HTT Buckle and X, Hitting the Turnbuckle Podcast, and other social media networks. This has been the Rampage Review for the Hitting the Turnbuckle channel. I've been your host, Adam Cousins. And until next time, everybody, buckle down, stay safe.